Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and I just want to thank everybody that's continuing to support me. And we're going to build this channel back, and we're looking at lots of different platforms. So I really want to hear from you guys. Where do you love the community and the use of platform? So let us know in the comments and give us a like, share this video, and let's find out some crypto news from Crypto Mame. Welcome back to the new normal. We are trying to find our new normal. We had a really crazy week last week. And Mommy Crypto, it was just insane, but we really appreciate you were a big support to us as well, trying to find different platforms and kind of move that direction. So how are you doing? How's your weekend?
Well, my weekend was really packed, fairly busy, I would say, and lots of chocolate. So I ate a ton of chocolate as well. So I think today is going to be a little bit of a drag because I think my energy worn off, and we'll see how we make it through. But a lot of exciting things happening that happened last week. So it was a week of a lot of finalized projects for me, and I'm excited, to see what this week brings with it. So I have the donation project that we created together. It's the Brazilian artists that came together to help Joanna, this little girl from Brazil, so she can get her treatment in Russia. And we received such an amazing support. We actually released the campaign on the 2nd of April because it's Autism Awareness Day. And her condition started with autism, but because she has epilepsy and other conditions combined with it, she it's a little beyond her case above autism, but we felt compelled to do this on Autism Awareness Day. And there is a special fund underneath, on the article, in which people can just use PayPal to donate, and they can use using fiat currency, but they can also use cryptocurrencies. They also have a Coin3 account in which people can donate crypto that goes towards this fund to help this little girl raise 250,000 reais to do her treatment in Russia. And everything is written down, and you have all the documentation of her condition and all the treatments that she's going to receive. And this was published in several publications in Brazil. I also published in English, and we've had amazing response. I think we're getting up there. We also donated artwork that can be purchased, that is being auctioned right now for this cause. So there are several ways in which people can contribute to this. If they like art, they can purchase art. If they just want to donate for the cause, even if it's $1 or 50 cents, they can do it using fiat currency or cryptocurrency. And maybe we can help JoJo get her treatment and, maybe improve her quality of life. And
so how long do we have to
the campaign goes until the 21st of April, so it's a long period of time. That's when the auction ends, and we are hoping that by then we're going to achieve our goal. We are already, I think by the time I released the article on the 2nd, we were already getting close to 30% of the goal. So I'm assuming we might even hit our goal even before the time ends. So that will be fantastic for JoJo. And another thing about JoJo is that in Brazil, her father, she comes from a middle-class family. Her father is actually an editor for Cointelegraph in Brazil. So he's someone from the community.
Okay.
But he is a middle-class person. So in Brazil, we have this issue because, if you are rich, you can afford decent health care. If you are poor, the government will provide for you. But there are those families that are right in between that, can't
That's
get the help from
yeah,
the government.
the same thing in America. You
So
either have a really great job or you're really wealthy and you have healthcare, or if you're poor, then government healthcare, but in the
yeah,
middle, then no help. So, yeah, we
and
definitely wanna reach out and help this
yeah,
family.
this treatment is above their means, so we are hoping we can get them at least closer to their goal. And then another thing that is super exciting, I also interview. I mean, there are several things that are
Yeah,
exciting, but the interview that I did with a Brazilian lady called Ana Paula Rabelo, she is an accountant and she is a specialist in cryptocurrency accounting. She's our crypto accountant, and she has created a ebook, a second edition that she's giving for free to Brazilians that is called Declarando Bitcoin, which means like how to declare Bitcoin in your taxes.
wonderful.
So it's really nice to see women, just coming out and educating people and putting really nice material and free content, educational material to the masses. So if you type Declarando Bitcoin on Twitter, show her your support because she's just an amazing lady. I told her that if she ever wants to do an interview in English, that I'm even
Yeah,
happy to translate for her the interview because she doesn't speak English, but maybe someone is interested in understanding a little bit more about, cryptocurrencies and regulations in Brazil. And she is someone that is really on top of that subject matter. So,
well, and
and
as we go and move towards this global, new world, I think that it is gonna be important for people to, learn about. I mean, if we end up saying, well, some people are considering moving out of countries or changing where they live. Well, what are the cryptocurrency laws there? Or as, some of the people that are early adopters in cryptocurrency gain a lot of wealth, they may be looking for, other options that maybe it's a more favorable country for
honestly,
cryptocurrency.
Brazil is such a fantastic country. I would say it's not a bad option because it's just so beautiful, and our money is worth more there. Every time I go, I am amazed with the quality of life that I can get there. So it's not out of scope. And if you guys need someone to just understand a little bit more about, the new regulations and how they evolved from, what they were and what they are right now, she is just great. She is just, and the ebook is free, so you can always download it at Portal do Bitcoin and translate it in Google Translate, and then you can actually digest that information yourself.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
That is good to know.
Mhm.
What else do we have on your does that cover your blog for today?
Yeah, the blog it does, for sure. There are
Yeah.
more exciting things that I haven't announced yet, but yes.
Oh, okay. More exciting things to come. We've had a pretty exciting. Most of you know that have found us over here on the new channel, or if you're watching on Twitch or through Twitter. Periscope is still running, thankfully, so we've got that option as well. Um, I'm also starting to upload on Library and Odyssey, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And then pilled.net, I've also found I upload on BitChute, and I'm looking for streaming options. So somebody with the Theta community was going to help me as well. I'm struggling with the streaming key part of that. I'm just really still learning, and but it's been a challenge to me. The good things have come out of losing the channel, just seeing the community come around. And my buddy Jason, you guys might know him as Dragon Wolf Tech on Twitter. He every Wednesday does a Woman Crush Wednesday shout out, and always includes me. And he says, he as soon as I lost my channel, he said, come on and I'll have you on my channel. And he's like, Lisa, when I very first was starting out, you were one of the first people that had me on your show and helped my channel grow. And so I'm happy to return the favor. And then your buddy, John Kim, messaged me when he found out that we lost the channel midstream on Thursday when we're recording with Johnny. I have appealed it, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. I did not have any strikes. I had one warning, and they just pulled the whole thing mid live stream. It was very strange. But
Wow.
John Kim had me on, and I got to meet Ben Askren. He had a lot of, he's a really smart guy. He had a lot of great questions, and it was a fun interview. We got to talk about some different things and tell a little bit of my story, but mostly focused on cryptocurrency. And also, they had a lot of good questions about current events and kind of what we were seeing with the whole how is it library? Yeah, library was under investigation with SEC.
Mhm.
Um, and I kind of saw that as possibly being a good thing. So if you guys are interested in that, go check that out as well.
Oh,
That
I
was a lot of
will.
fun. Yeah, that
Definitely
was
interested now.
a lot of fun. Um,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to think what in the world else. There's so much going on now. I'm my neck's killing me from being like this on my computer,
Mine
learning
too.
about
Oh gosh, the other day I was like, I can't. I'm like changing positions now, getting a neck break.
mhm. Yes, yes. Um, and we do, like I said, I'm on Odyssey, and I have some questions for you. And I know you are really involved with the library community, which is library and Odyssey are basically the same thing. Um, or
Yeah.
they're two platforms, but library, it's my understanding, is like the streaming part, or not the streaming, I'm sorry, the documenting the blockchain part of it. And then Odyssey is like the more social side of it, and you are able to stream. And you helped me find the option where I can live stream. I just don't know how to connect my streaming software to it. So
Yeah,
I thought
I
maybe we
haven't
could
tried it myself, so I don't
check.
know how to actually, but I will check for you all the details and hopefully I'll fill you in. And it should be simple, Lisa. I know
Yes.
I had all those simple things to everyone. Sometimes it's a little bit intricate to me. You were mentioning how you tried on Theta and you had a little issue as well. I tried and
Mhm.
I couldn't bypass that issue as well. And
Okay.
mine, I was able actually to do the stream key. My problem is that the OBS system doesn't take, it doesn't work well on the Macintosh. So I had to get like a plugin for the audio, plugin for this. And when they start with the plugins, I'm like, oh no, this thing needs to be
Oh,
on
yeah.
automatic, baby.
Well, and we
So
want,
some,
for mainstream adoption, we need those easier
yeah,
on-ramps. We need these
I
pathways. So
I
I think
agree.
that if we encourage to work with these teams and like kind of ask for
Yeah.
some on-ramps, that'll help the project
Yeah,
along.
now I am very amazed because when I actually went on the library channel and on Discord, they have a group and we all connect. And every time I have a question, someone always jumps in and give me like the best advice. And recently I was having a problem just decompressing my videos and getting it small enough to fit on the blockchain because, the more compact you can make, the better the streaming quality, because I would say YouTube still surpasses the streaming quality that, a blockchain network can give right now. But as we grow, we are going to be able to, deliver the same quality. But because we are sometimes there are not enough, power for everybody. So basically the streaming, the better you can make the quality of your video, the best it's going to be on Odyssey.
Okay.
And basically I was like having a hard time because I felt that my videos were like stopping too much, they weren't flowing well. And then I went in there and I asked, do you guys, have any program that you recommend or anything that I can do on my end, any settings? Because I have zero video editing knowledge. And they recommended to me to a program that is called Handbrake, and it's an
Okay.
open source program, and it was so simple. Like they gave me the settings, and after that I don't have the issue anymore. So the good thing about it, what I feel about Odyssey and library and this type of projects, that even though the answer is not clear, when you join a community like this, there is
Mhm.
always a friendly soul in there willing to help you.
Yeah. Yeah, there
So
has
I've learned a lot from actual people, that are out there just saying, this worked out for me, this worked out for me. And from there, we go together in a way. And then I think the devs are always trying to make tools better, because I feel that from when I came in, I would say 8 months ago, the features have improved
Oh,
tremendously. So I'm
okay.
like, okay, let's see where 6 months, 7 months, another year takes us. So
Yeah,
I
I
usually
think
give it
they are
some
growing.
time.
And they
Yeah,
do have a lot of really active community members and, like you said, the developers working on things.
yeah,
I was curious, do you know, so we know that Odyssey and Library are connected. As I'm going through this transition, is there a way to either request or because they had set up for me that my old YouTube channel would point to my library channel and it
yes.
was auto loading
Think.
like 24 hours after. Is there a way for me to redirect to put my
Yes.
new YouTube channel connected to my old library account?
Yes, you can. You can just go in again and create a new channel, and you can resync with the new channel. You see, it's very simple process. You're gonna do add another channel on the button. It's
Add
super
another
simple.
channel. So it won't be
Yeah,
the same channel on library?
when you click on the little cloud, it will be under the same account. But for example, under my account, I have two channels. I have one in English and one in Portuguese. So I have the
Oh,
Mommy Crypto and I have the Mama in Crypto. I don't think maybe if the sync is gone on the old one, I would say just leave it as is and create a new
create
one
the
with
new
the
one.
same
Okay.
name, maybe a dash in between or something, just to say, this is the new one, I guess. I'm not sure if you
Okay.
can sync again the old one. Going to the old one, look at the about
And see
page
what the
and see if
okay.
there is a new sync button there. If there is, you can sync it again with the new one, but maybe you
Okay.
lose the content that was on the old one, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to do that. So
But it
I'm
wouldn't
thinking,
lose it because it was on the blockchain, on the library blockchain. It should stay
yeah,
on
it
there.
should stay, but what if they see as a delete or something? It will still be there, but not visible or
Not
something. You
connected
see?
or not visible. I see what
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah. I personally, my intuition is telling me that probably the best way to do is to do again Litecoin Lisa,
Mhm.
and just sync with the new channel on a fresh new link.
Okay, but
I
under my
think
same
I'm not
profile.
sure. Yeah, I would
Okay,
have to
I
double
might
check
talk to
on that.
the, try the Discord or the Telegram group on there to
I
ask some
will
questions
send you
because
the link to Discord. Actually, let me see if I can pick it up right now as we talk, and
okay,
I'll send
awesome.
it to you on the notes. And maybe you can even add,
Thank
because
you.
more
Yeah.
people might be interested, correct?
Yeah, I think
Mm,
that, well, and I can share that link then with the community that's watching right now if they have more
for
questions.
sure,
Um,
for
because
sure.
this is one of the platforms through Odyssey that I really would like to see our community go to. So if you guys aren't already signed up for Odyssey, um, please go find Odyssey and sign up. And it's got this little NASA spaceman to look for the logo
Yeah.
and find Litecoin Lisa on there. And I will be sure to follow you back because I really want to connect with the community on some of these decentralized platforms. Um, I
Um,
had another question on Odyssey. So if I've been starting the new channel, I've been uploading after we go live. I upload to Odyssey. Does it then automatically save it on library?
yes, it does. It's actually a mirror site. So if you upload on one site, it's automatically uploads on the other site. So it doesn't matter which one you decide to upload in, it just
Okay.
mirrors itself on
It's
the other
mirrored.
one.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Which
So
is
the content
perfect.
is in here and you can Odyssey or you can library. That's
Yeah.
really helpful
It
visually
really
for me.
is. I like it because in the beginning, because I was so used to library, I
Hmm.
basically, had a hard time transitioning into Odyssey. But I would say now I'm an Odyssey girl. I'm doing everything there. And in the begin, and because they started adding more features into the Odyssey, and didn't have as many in library. So then it started becoming more appealing to just hang out on Odyssey and Right now it's becoming more of like the ideal space for me, because I can do a little bit everything that I can do on library and more, so
Well,
for
and we can
example,
also I'm sorry, go ahead.
like the like button, the little fire button that
Yes.
launched on Odyssey first, and it took a while to showcase in library. So little things like that I'm like, oh, Odyssey is a little faster, the updates come a little faster. I think they are just working on Odyssey now the
Like a
most.
priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I
Interesting.
added for you. It took me a little while to get there. I apologize because of the streaming, so that makes the computer really heavy. But I added the on a private
Oh, I
chat for
see.
you. I added the Discord invitation link. If you guys want, that
Great.
leads you at least to the library group directly. Yeah, I think you arrive on general, but from there are several little hives that, some are more technicals, help areas, and facts, and it's a lot of help things there that are resourced over there, because on library sometimes you go and search for it and the search doesn't bring you what you need right away. And on
Mhm.
Discord, at least everything is separated in categories, so I think it's helpful, because it's not just like YouTube, it's a little bit more dynamic than YouTube, because YouTube enables us to display only videos and streaming. But Odyssey, no, you can actually post regular content, text.
Right.
It gives you a lot more range. You have the ability to repost each other's contents. For
Mhm.
example, what I do with you is every time you publish our show in your channel, I repost it in my channel, and
Yeah,
that
I went into to try to because I'm trying to build a community in Odyssey, so I'm going in and finding people that I know are on Odyssey and liking their channels and going through and watching their videos and liking them. And then I went in to try to repost one of your videos of us, and it was like, no, you're already connected with that or whatever.
yeah, yeah,
I was
because it's
just
you owned it. I was already reposting one
yeah,
of yours.
yeah.
But think
So
about it, like let's opening my scope of possibilities, because now I can have one channel for my content, Mama in Crypto content, Mama in Crypto
uh,
community, and then I could, for example, have a second channel in which I just repost the content of interviews that I am showcased that are outside of my channel, for example. There are
yeah,
really unique ways in which you can do this. Even when I am doing the same thing for the Litecoin Foundation right now, I'm
yeah,
thinking, in addition to the Litecoin Foundation sync, I'm thinking we can add the Litecoin Foundation blog. We can add a Litecoin Foundation community, a channel in which we are reposting, the channel
right.
from
Anything, any
volunteers and
content
community.
that yeah, people are creating for
Community members that are out there spreading the word and just talking about it because they love it. So the scope of work, and I have people that, for example, opened hives within Discord, library Discord, and they have Odyssey music, Odyssey ports, and they are
uh-huh.
creating ways that they can Odyssey art, and they are sharing NFTs within the community over there. So I'm seeing all kinds of sectors, community sectors, um, kind of merging within this platform, because nothing other than comments in YouTube was social, and it was just you only had that social area there. There wasn't really a community involvement. You only heard
Right.
it from that centralized entity. But in this Odyssey, the community involvement is encouraged. So you have a lot of people just helping each other on the background, and building communities, and additional apps, and additional even like shortcuts, codes and things, because that's all, it's open
Well,
source.
yeah, that is that decentralized community and which creates those free markets, and that's where we're going to find that's why I'm really excited about this, even though it's been really kind of scary because I thought, that was like my least controversial show. I don't know,
Yeah,
other
yeah,
than maybe this one. I think maybe this one and Thursday. And
yeah.
but I thought, well, we'll find those platforms where we have that freedom. I know we don't have to go into it a lot, but I did see that Clarence Thomas, one of the Supreme Court judge, ruled that social media is not protected by the First Amendment, and that that Section 230 should be repealed. And so they were trying to say that they were not publishers, that people were just, so they weren't responsible for what people posted on their platform. But then because they took publishing type action where they're canceling people, censoring them, whatever, then they said, well, you know, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You're either a publisher, and so you edit and control your information, or you're not, and then there is free speech. So I thought that was a real step forward for
Yeah.
freedom. And
I agree. You sent me this headline, and I was like, well, at least we have one Supreme Court justice, a
yeah, that's willing to.
personnel that really is pro free speech and understand that it's a little bit crazy that if we allow this sort of thing, private companies to do this, eventually it can escalate as well. My problem is, what if this escalate, right? If they so I let's see what happens. It's gonna be a victory for the people. I
I think
think
so too.
anytime we can just express our thoughts.
I think so too. And I think
Yeah.
they are seeing threats from these decentralized platforms. I did want you to talk a little bit about, I know you've talked a little bit about how you're creating this community. So f- for the Litecoin fam, I just was able to kind of skim over it. I didn't really dive into it, but it looked like you're creating, so it will be a channel on Odyssey or Library, that then there'll be, or it'll be a profile that is Litecoin fam, and then different channels of
Probably.
funds that
I'm not
foundation
sure.
has the.
It will
Okay.
be what, in the end, what the community wants in a
Okay.
way. But right now, the first step was to just sync the Litecoin Foundation YouTube channel
Okay.
into the Odyssey platform, and eventually the library blockchain, because we feel that regardless what happens with the library foundation itself, the network, it's fairly well established right now. It's spread out throughout the world, and it's just, we are recording the data on the blockchain. Unfortunately, it's so interesting that it happened yesterday. The sync actually completed yesterday, and it was a day that we eventually learned that you no longer have your original YouTube account. So and you're not the first person that this happened to, so I
Mm,
think that it's only responsible to have it backed up, just in
yeah.
case,
Mm,
whatever happens, it's there, just backed up. But of course, seeing all the tools available, and how dynamic this platform is, and the result that it has brought to my channel, because literally I had a YouTube channel for 2 years that brought me no income. It wasn't really, it was just putting effort and no returns. And eventually, in my personal experience with Odyssey platform, because I dived into it a little bit more and I learned few tools within the platform, I was able to get, it's not amazing returns, but it's some returns. It's better than nothing, and it's a return that you get there from the beginning. And eventually, I feel like, well, why not try to bring a little bit more funds to the Litecoin Foundation as well? Try to make
yeah.
this channel grow and become a new home in which people can, have fun and just participate within the Litecoin community. And in a way, I feel like it's nice, because it's like one decentralized project supporting another. Of course, it's completely different foundations, they are completely different utilities, but it's just, I feel like the audience understand each other as well. So I
Yeah,
felt it
I
was
completely agree.
interesting to propose that. I saw I saw that they weren't there. I saw that Bitcoin, there were a couple of Bitcoin presences there already. There were a couple of altcoins that have arrived already. I saw Naomi Brockwell there. I
Hmm.
saw Ron Paul there. So many figures that I felt that had a strong relationship with Litecoin have arrived into the Odyssey platform and have showcased that they are actually enjoying their experience, especially Naomi. I think I see her all the time on Twitter just saying, it's been more profitable to me than YouTube.
Yeah.
I actually have less subscribers, but I get, she's been really showcasing her own experience and her own journey with it. And that was one of my drivers to join in, because
Right. You
it's,
love to try the tech and then share it with people and your
of
experience. So that's
course.
right
and
on
and,
target. I
and
also
she's,
thought that it
yeah,
was
she's
really,
knowledgeable. I trust
yes,
her.
very,
Mhm.
very. I also thought about, as you were talking about, having Litecoin be a part of Odyssey or on using the Odyssey platform and those two decentralized communities supporting each other in that way. Then I also thought, oh, you know what? I need to watch that in my Brave browser. So I could be, because you can watch library videos. So you get paid in library tokens for watching content. So you could be watching content on library, be being rewarded for that, and then also receiving Brave tokens.
I know. Yeah, yeah.
So way to
It's
compound your time and your use of that.
totally. The sad thing is, for us in the US, if this legal thing, gets a little worse or things like that, there is a very good chance. Even Bitrex already
Mm,
mentioned they are going to be delisting LBC and things like that. So we don't know if
yeah,
we
yeah,
in the US will be able to commercialize at some point. Up to now, we probably can, but it's not very clear in the future. So it's not something that it's going to affect everywhere in the world. It's like US related.
okay,
So I am really rooting for, hoping that everything goes well so that we can continue to, just make use of the cryptocurrency on site and outside of the site. But it's definitely a necessity. We all need LBC to support our channels. We all need LBC to post, to tip content creators. It is a
mhm,
little microeconomy that goes on there. It is definitely a utility token, that I know for sure, because I've been using it as an utility token
right.
within the site itself, to the point
Well,
that if you go in and you don't earn some to be able to kickstart it, you're going to have to purchase to start with.
right.
So it is, let's see, we only time will tell. In cryptocurrencies, I think we've seen, regulation always trying to catch up with technology, and there is
Mhm.
a lack of understanding, and that's so normal. Now we have the same thing happening a little bit with NFTs, because it's so fresh, it's so new. They are trying to understand: is this art? Is this a token? What is this?
Right,
It's really
right.
hard for regulators too. So it's all about time, just
Yeah,
like
I
they
did.
didn't.
I'm sorry,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Just like they didn't understand PayPal a few years back, and they ended up understanding it. And I have strong hope that all these things will get clarified with time.
Definitely. So, when I was on the Funky podcast, they were talking about just this issue with the SEC and library, and they did show, I guess, three different times where library had sold coins or tokens. One was like a couple hundred, one was 1,000, one was like a million or more, to exchange when they were putting them on exchanges. And so,
I see.
but I kind of went back to what I was thinking is some of these things, just like me losing my channel, seemed like a bad thing in the moment, but I'm finding that it's creating some new opportunities for me and making me look harder, clean up my playpen a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
and work a little harder and find solutions. And so I could even see something like, well, I compared it to, JP Morgan, you know messing with, suppressing silver all these years. They finally got caught, and they made billions from doing it, but they got a slap on the hand for a couple million, and then go on and keep, doing your little
Yeah.
thing. And so I could see something like that happening, where maybe this is like they're setting an example with library and they're going to slap them on the hand, or maybe the LBRC goes
Mhm.
away, but they have a new token that is not sold on exchanges. It is just a utility token. I think
Could
there could be
be.
a lot of positive
Yeah,
outcomes
yeah,
moving forward. I
yeah,
don't see it taking down Library or
yeah.
Odyssey. I think they can.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, and the interesting thing is Library and Odyssey is not the only alternative out there, and
Sure.
we always have to keep that in mind too. Like for example, I'm diving into Theta. I'm there as a telespectator. I loaded a couple of videos there as well. You want to diversify, and everything is so new, and we just know that YouTube is not working for everybody anymore, and we need alternatives. It's not super
That's right.
clear right now which one is going to be the best and which one that is going to stick. But the ones that I tried several, and for now these seem to be the one that are okay. But then things can change as the environment changes, as regulations change. So just know that all of this is very fluid, and it flows with the technology and the regulation. And we, as content creators and crypto enthusiasts, we have to constantly adapt in a
Yeah.
way to this crazy environment. It's so funny. Like, oh, there you go. That's
Yeah. So
lovely.
these are some of the channels that I found. I'm streaming live on Twitch. I figured how to do that. That was pretty easy on StreamYard. They had just a click, plug, play. I have to upload to BitChute, and then I upload to pilled.net, which is also on the Foxhole app. And I have to. Robert Beatles is a friend of mine, thank goodness, and so I'm going to be messaging with him. And they have a community, like I think it's on Telegram. I don't know that it's on Discord, but that has support for Foxhole and pilled.net. So those are just some of the platforms, along with Odyssey Library.
Mhm.
That
You
and
gotta.
then we're working on the theta. We're going to figure out the theta. I also have. I was going to tell you, Mame, that I know you're really focusing, or you're working on a lot of things, and you're excited about theta. But I do have another friend that said that she was really excited and she's going to try to figure it out. So if you want to wait till she figures it out and you figure out the Odyssey thing,
Yeah,
we
sounds
can
good.
divide and
And
conquer.
then we
And
can all check on the middle. Sounds
yes,
perfect.
yes,
Sounds
yes.
perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
There's
let's
just,
think it swear we'll do just like that.
yeah, I'm thinking that that would be a good idea. And then we can kind of divide and conquer and find more things we can do with each other.
We focus each one on each, and yeah, you're right.
Definitely. I know we're just, well, platforms are a big deal, so I don't mind talking about all those. Um, I sent you a lot of articles. I know we'll be able to touch on some of them. What about this Facebook data breach? Were you able to check into that
I
one?
did. I did dive into it. It was horrible. Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
mean,
that one's
it's like
concerning.
shame. Facebook data on more than 500 million users found online. Details of over 500 million Facebook users have been found available on website for hackers. What do they get? What is the
Yeah.
price? The data includes IDs, full names, locations, birthdays, and email addresses. So they say that the data is a little bit old. So it's not like the recent, what they, fresh recent accounts,
Yeah,
but it's
but your name
still,
and birthday don't change. So
yeah,
other than
exactly.
the
Yes, I think
email
it's
are,
pretty, and it just goes to show that how unaware most of us were, early on the early days of the internet,
mhm,
and how, you know, we were basically just handing out information without the knowledge of what it was doing. It was actually never too clear how they were going to sell our data anyways. I think all these business plans, they get kind of structured later anyways. They're like, let's just gather things and then, we'll see what we can do.
And the
But
highest
yeah,
bidder,
yeah, looking back, we have become a product, and it is sad.
definitely sad.
It
We're
is sad.
And I'm glad to hear, or well, or it hasn't been exposed yet, but I think about, a lot of people buy things now through Facebook,
Mhm,
and it
mhm.
makes me really worried that there could be, some exposure there with,
For
or risk of
sure.
exposure there.
Yeah. Definitely, and people got to keep in mind that crime is not, because we are moving more online. We are less in physical spaces than we were ever before. So crime is way more digital as well, and the crime is global. It could be, someone in a different country trying to hack you or things like that. So all of a sudden, you are, exposed to the dangers that weren't close to you before. So even like little things right now, I'm like, I wish I could go back to the old fashioned way. I'm going to register my daughter for her school, and I'm like, why, I
Mhm.
wish it was in a physical place, writing down the paperwork, just having to open this ton of online accounts for nothing. And they ask so much information. It's like, you don't need,
Yeah.
I wish I was a blockchain number right now, like so bad.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
then it's just like, give us a person passport or something that you can just, make it simpler. Because right now I feel that, just like regulation isn't on top of, of what's the technology, I do feel that security is always lagging behind, and we are hitting a stage that it's really bad.
Yeah, it would be nice if there was a way to know that you were putting, like, kind of having a digi ID where that information is secure and encrypted, but then you just were able to sign in with the password and not have to give all that private information, that it was, validated in a safe environment. And then you just have a password that it's like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, you've already done the
yeah.
whatever to share that information.
Everybody that I know, even if they are not related to crypto at all, they have nothing connected with the internet. They just a regular person. They say they still receive at least 3 or 4 or 5 spam calls a day. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like and it usually has your own area code. Like
Right. Or it's the number
it's like
similar to yours.
yeah, it's like where that is just put that we need a internet geek police force.
I would agree. I would agree. Um,
Like
let's
the
see.
scam revolts, the voice, we need them, we need like an army of them.
Definitely, definitely an army. I'm trying to go back through and see when I started
Yeah, I
sending.
have more
I was
notes
sending
for
you.
us.
Yeah.
I think the
Which
best
stories do you want
one,
to talk about? Yeah.
I love one thing because this is nothing new. I mean, we're going to add something that we talk every week, anyways, which is MicroStrategy just bought another 253 Bitcoin worth 15 million
Yep.
at the average price of 59,339. But
Yep.
what I loved the most was the quote that she sent me afterwards that he emphasized on Twitter, and that it says like this: no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself, of
Yes.
owning
I
yourself.
love that. I love that.
Such a well put sentence, and it's by Richard Kipling. So it's
Yes.
probably one famous writer over there that I don't know of because I'm not
Yeah. Richard
American
Kipling is,
through,
yeah.
born.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was such a well put piece of knowledge. And
Definitely. And I grabbed that from Leah Halpern when I saw everybody, they were just getting so excited watching MicroStrategy buy another $15 million worth of Bitcoin.
yeah,
And once again, if you think you're in too late, you're not in too late. And Michael Saylor has the perfect mindset of it. That
yeah,
you're having the privilege of owning yourself. How much are you worth? How much is your freedom worth? And
yeah,
then right after that, Leah posts the entire crypto market cap just hit
yes,
2 trillion for the
just
first time,
reading. Yeah,
almost the same as Apple's. So that's exciting watching more liquidity and stability volume coming into cryptocurrency. So all good
most
good news for us.
I agree, Lisa. I mean, it just, we try to look for that negative and that, FUD article and things like that. But, the only ones we can find is like India, blah, blah, blah. Because it truly, once these big investors came in, and we have another one, Tesla as well. Oh, the weirdest one you just sent to me. Can
Oh,
I
the
read it?
weirdest one.
The
Yes,
weirdest
read it,
one.
read it.
Okay. Microsoft files patent to
Oh, yeah.
mine cryptocurrency using human brain activity.
Mhm.
I mean, I had to do suspense talk on this one because
I'm
it
trying to
sounded
find
so sci-fi to me when I had read this red line. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this guy doing? Then I read a little bit more. I'm
yeah.
like, he's gonna cloud mine us, I look at like, those the browser mining. I'm like,
Mhm.
that's what he's aiming to do. Look at him. The company has reportedly filed for a patent called cryptocurrency system using body activity data. A person could attach sensors to their body and mine cryptocurrency with their brain activity. So I'm like, is he gonna be reading like a little eye, and that's gonna be like two satoshis, three satoshis?
I don't know. Yeah, that was a bizarro.
It's so weird to me, and then he says, like, oh, you gotta be, it's not like you see all those guys claiming like you gotta be as rich as Elon Musk to buy Bitcoin and things like that, but not to invest in the technology, I guess. Maybe you didn't buy it, but you're getting ready to mine
Part of
it.
it.
I'm just
Well,
teasing.
and that's kind of I guess that's kind of the thought of like the basic attention token and on Library or Odyssey where you're earning for your attention or your activity.
Yeah.
You're just externally doing it. I don't know how I feel about connecting my body to some sensors that they're
It really is strange, and
just
how,
freak.
what are they measuring, what type of data are they drawing from those sensors? Would be interested to know, a lot, but it's funny because I watched a couple of interviews with Elon Musk and how he's trying to, intercept, the human brain and really make those things possible, and it's, and the way he talks is as if that it can make it happen, so who knows, that's kind of maybe the beginning of this integration between machine and brain, and from there you can eventually start powering things with your own brain in a way, it's like really, really strange,
It
very
is strange.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll have to talk about it more on Woo Woo Wednesday, but um
Yeah, over a drink or something,
or
so.
happy hour, yeah. But if you think about it, when we talk about the original Tesla, not Elon Musk, but original Nikolai Tesla, and some of the things that Cliff High is doing with magnetic. He's creating magnetic engines and all this. We are free energy. I mean, we are energy and we create that energy. So I don't know. I think there's something there. And I think
Yeah,
it'll be
that
really interesting as like the woo woo stuff starts coming out this summer with the UFOs and how those are powered, and we may have a whole new energy um, experience or energy. I can't think of the word, but like oil, gas, and human energy. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, we'll come up with a new source.
A
Which is
source. Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, which is awesome. Because yes, you're right. Energy is always transformed. It never, it's only transforming. So if we can, and that's exactly what he was talking about in this interview. He's like, if we can figure it out a way to capture it, and then so who knows? I mean, anything is possible at this day and age. I wouldn't doubt anything. And if the scope of Bitcoin, learning about it, has changed my mind and my life this much, imagine these guys that are extremely genius and have masterminds. I mean, I'm certain that they can see beyond the scope that we can even.
Well, and
uh,
not just them, but I think about Henry Ford. He, said, I don't have to be the person that knows how it works. But I know to hire the person that knows how to
yeah,
fix it or know how it works. And with the kind of wealth and resource these people
yeah,
have, and then them focused in and using the cryptocurrency community, or cryptocurrency products and community, there could be like an exponential jump of knowledge and growth and change
for
in the science community as
Yeah,
well. So,
for sure. I'm looking for hopefully that it's gonna be just like that will retain its freedom, but it will still have some sort of interoperability, just like the internet does, and it's so easy for anyone to dive in and out of it. But at the same time, it's really limited today that everyone goes in through Google, and then everybody has the same experience, and then they end up shopping in the same marketplaces. It would be
mm.
nice if we can maintain how dynamic and diverse this atmosphere actually is, so I'm hoping, like, some people are really craving this standardization of everything, but at the same time I kind of feel like this is the best time we could ever live in this technology, because we have a lot of things that we are trying out with a lot more freedoms, and things haven't been completely standardized. We There is a lot of room to flow and explore right now, and instead of being afraid of these regulative measures and things like that, I'm just like, let me dive into this, let me dive into that a little bit, not too much, but at least I'll know and understand.
Well, and that's what you've been doing, is trying these different products and then what fits in your life. What's a natural, what can I replace for one thing that I did before and then move into that decentralized version? I want to stay on the woo woo just a little bit so we can talk about. I have been introduced to SL369. She's a psychic, and then Maya from Shining Bull Astrology, who's a Vedic astrologer. And so SL369 gets visions of prices for projects. And right now she's been seeing a lot of like micro penny things that have like anywhere from 500 to 700 percent gains. It's been insane. And then Maya isn't, but she doesn't, SL doesn't have dates. But then Maya, with her astrology, Vedic astrology, she'll chart coins and projects. Sometimes she charts the developer or the person that launched the project different ways. And so she'll get dates. And so the two of them have been doing some work together, and it's been really amazing. We did our first, they asked me to host or moderate for a weekly show, which we're going to do live for my Patreon. We're doing live for all of our Patreons first on Monday, and then we'll release a few days later for the public. But I released this last one yesterday, and we did a price predictions for Polygon, or is formerly known as Matic.
Mhm.
And so one of the articles that I sent you was we always want to give our viewers opportunities to earn more, win more, collaborate. So Polygon, previously Matic, is going to be collaborating with ETH Global to scale Ethereum. And Polygon, or previously Matic, is a really cool project. If you guys have time, watch the show with SL and Maya. They don't just talk about price predictions, but they also deep dive on the project or coin. And so the team at Polygon um, really loves Ethereum and has a deep respect for Ethereum and how it works and all the smart contracts, but they understand the issue with the fees. And so instead of trying to create a new ETH, they fixed the problem with ETH.
Mhm.
And so it's really exciting to see. Once again, two cryptocurrencies, decentralized, coming together to find solutions for people. So if you guys haven't, if you haven't heard of them, go check them out. I'm not being paid for any of this, but I just want to pass on this information because it's one of
Yeah.
those projects that a lot of people haven't heard of, and they are, creating solutions for this the system, and then they have this opportunity for prizes. So I want people to.
Interesting you said that because I wasn't aware that Matic was Polygon. So
Mhm.
you taught me a lot right now, and you don't understand because I the reason why I purchased a little bit of Matic is because I was playing this little game, Ethermon, and they said if you buy some Matic, you're gonna get a little bonus of Ethermon, and I wanted to make my little monsters a little stronger, and I'm like, okay. And I bought a little bit, and as soon as I did, the thing went whoa, went up, and now you're telling me that it turned into Polygon, so I better look at it to see, how the transition happened in my wallet and things like that, to see if it turned into Polygon or if I have to go somewhere and do something about it.
Yeah, and
Sometimes that
she
happens.
really sees, Matic being a long-term hold that,
Yeah,
I think she talked about a pullback at one point, but then, strong numbers, through the end of this year, and then by, I can't remember if it was 2023 or 2024, possibly into the thousands. So, you guys
yeah,
go check out that video. They do a great job explaining the project, and then it's
yeah.
exciting to hear those possibilities
Oh,
of prices. So, educational and entertainment, no
thank
financial
you.
advice.
Thank you.
Sure.
No, this is very important knowledge that I should actually know as someone that, fell on it without no knowledge at all.
Well, good. Yeah. See, that's the
Sometimes they
universe taking care of you.
yeah, sometimes when you're following the utility, you don't care too much because you care about processing what you need to do or playing the game that you want to do or completing the task that you're doing it. So you really see whatever you're buying as a token. You don't learn. I don't go into the white paper and understand everything that I use because otherwise I wouldn't use anything. I take just studying time. So
Right,
I
right.
like to test things out, and this is just great that you sharing this resource with us, and maybe I get some signs from up there, you
Yeah.
know.
I think the universe loves us and wants to reward us, and especially when we're doing things, where we're trying to help the community grow. And so, we want to share as much information. Like I said on my interview with, on Funky Podcast with John Kim and, Ben Askren, they were like, "What's the worst part? What's the best part?" And I was like, "The best part is that as a community, I can't think of too many other things where there's not a scarcity issue, as far as community or resources or whatever. In cryptocurrency, the more people we bring in, the more people we encourage to start a podcast, start a blog, contribute in the space, it just brings all of us up together. And so to me, that's a really healthy ecosystem and something I want to be a part of. So I'm excited to share all this stuff with you guys. I'm going to jump over really quick. I've got about, I think SL was going to be a little bit late. You guys, please. Oh, I want to mention one more time, the fundraiser before we go, because I think that's really important. I'd like to feature that at least every week until it's completed. We'll be fundraising next week for Mighty Mia's birthday, for Leukemia Lymphoma Society, and celebrating her birthday. So I'm going to try to get together everyone. I'm trying to find the page really quick for Mame's blog. Hold on, I'll find it really quick. Here we go. But I just could not go without sharing this again. Um, this
Thank you,
sweet angel
Lisa.
needs our help. This family needs our help. It's part of our community. It's somebody who writes for Cointelegraph. When you have a medically fragile child and you don't have the support you need, I was very, very blessed that my two medically fragile kiddos were, adopted from the state. And so the state commits to pay for their health care. Otherwise, especially when I was a single mom, there's no way I could have paid for their medication and healthcare. And she's really seeking treatment to improve the quality of her life. She's already struggling with some things that, will never leave her. So if we can do something to help her, and like Mame said, it does not have to be a lot. If you share the video, share the link with your friends and family, share the story that Mame wrote. And if everybody gave $1, and we got that out to, how many people do we have watching? 19 people watching. So if everybody shares that and gives $1 and shares it with another 10 people, that's where we can just encourage this. And it doesn't have to be a lot. I would love to see, I'm going to give a lot more than $1, but
Oh, that's so sweet.
I'm just I really am moved by what you're doing for this family. And I hope that others want to
No, we're
participate as
gonna
well.
get there. I'm excited we're gonna get there. And when I do, we're gonna, let everyone know here that, we were able to get her to her treatment and the trip that she needs to get there. So we are excited to do this for her. It's such a blessing. And thank you so much for giving us this platform, this place to be. And I'm so happy, so excited. I was amazed that within a day you had what, 1,000 followers already.
Oh, I
So
know. I'm so
it's
thankful for
just
the community, and
fabulous.
everybody just came together and, came back, and I hope that we can grow and do more. I really do. I'm very sincere about everyone letting me know, where do you try out these other platforms? Tell me what feels good. What do you like? Where are you finding community? What's easy to connect? Um, because I think that that's part of our work here, is moving to decentralized platforms and finding solutions
Yeah.
for.
And we'll go where you guys want us to be. So just tell us and we'll head that way.
Definitely.
But
There was one
YouTube is
question.
not a super safe place. So if you can, just move with us.
Yes, move with us, and we'll keep everybody, connected as best we can. So I've got to jump over. We're doing our next price prediction with SL, and my here in about 10 minutes on Patreon. So if you guys aren't already following me, you can find the link in the description below, and we'll be live on my Patreon here in about 10 minutes with a new project, talking about that project, and we'll see what comes of all that. So Mame, thank you again,
Bye,
for this,
everyone.
yeah, this attention to this little girl and all the work that you do for us. So
Oh, it's special. I'm learning from you, Lisa, and it's feeling good. Slowly, and I'm happy.
me too. All right, everybody, take care. Please like and share this video. Subscribe if you're not already, and turn on that little notification bell. Take care,
Bye.
guys. See you soon.
Bye.